Time. Almost a decade ago, it was this very competition that initially pulled me into the world of specialty coffee. Seeing something that I already loved at the time, presented at levels beyond what I knew could be possible, immediately pulled me in, and I knew that I wanted to be part of this community and of coffee competition. So I uprooted. I changed careers and I moved across the country, all in pursuit of mentorship and training for this new goal of mine, which would eventually lead me to the most important experiences and relationships in my life so far. And so these days, the competition season has become a year round passion project for me. I'm constantly refining my routine and looking for ways to push the limits of flavor potential. Ultimately, my goal is to deliver the most extraordinary possible tasting experience for you all. Judges, my name is Reef, and I'm so excited to share this coffee with you here today. This coffee is a geisha variety, grown at 1,960 meters above sea level. In El Paraiso, Colombia, produced by the renowned Diego Bermudez. Now, Diego utilizes a processing experiment for this coffee in particular that he calls double fermentation thermal shock. This starts with the coffee in whole cherry in an aerobic environment in contact with oxygen. The coffee is fermented at the low temperature of 30 degrees Fahrenheit for the extended duration of 60 hours time, leading to a liquid byproduct in the base of the tank called a leachate. This liquid leachate contains active sugars and bacteria that help to promote fermentation. So after this first stage, the leachate is drained and collected. The coffee is depulped and washed. Both are added together to a secondary tank, within which the environment is pressurized using carbon dioxide gas, creating now an anaerobic environment for this stage fermentation. The tank is also preheated up to 60 degrees Fahrenheit, opening up the coffee's pores, allowing it to more effectively absorb the sugars found from that leachate in this stage. After an additional 30 hours in this environment, the coffee is moved to a mechanical and circular drying system, where it is dried to 10% moisture content throughout, lending even roasting and solubility for extraction. And I found the flavors that Diego has derived through his processing to be at their most balanced at just over a 2-to-1 ratio, 19 grams in the basket and 40 grams in the cup, in about 22 seconds. And so that's exactly what I'm pulling for your espresso course here today. For drinking instructions, when you receive your cup, hold off on tasting, but do your visual assessment of the crema. As I'll come by to stir your coffees today using frozen spoons, bringing it down to the ideal drinking temperature of just below 105 degrees Fahrenheit. You'll notice up front for flavors, an aroma of ripe peach, leading to an initial flavor that you'll taste of peach candy. You'll get fresh guava, and in the finish, black tea that is pleasantly drying and mildly lingering. The texture will be silky and will have medium weight. Once I remove your frozen spoon, please go ahead and enjoy. And again, you're looking for a ripe peach aroma, leading to peach candy flavor, fresh guava, with mildly drying and pleasantly lingering black tea in the finish, silky texture, and a medium weight. Cheers. Enjoy. Cheers. Please enjoy. And while you're enjoying your espressos, I'll be chilling one of my ingredients for my signature drink, but we'll come back to this later on. All right, judges. Now, to elevate the milk paired with Diego's experimental process geisha in this next course, your milk beverage, I started with raw, unprocessed Jersey's cow milk. This milk is non-homogenized, allowing me to easily strain the top layer of solid buttercream from one bottle and reconstitute it to a fresh bottle of the same milk, effectively doubling its already high 6% butterfat up to 12% in this course, leading to rich, buttery flavor and creamy texture. Now, raw milk is also unpasteurized. Typically processed pasteurized milks will be pressurized and heated up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, extending the shelf life, but drastically destroying nutrients, including sugars within the milk. To enhance the shelf life of my non-processed Jersey's cow milk, I use a technique for this course called ultra low temp pasteurization. By gently heating the milk in a glass bowl up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit before flash chilling in an ice bath, locking in all of the nutrients naturally found in this delicious milk without destroying any of the sugars and locking in the nutrients, as well as extending the shelf life, allowing you to pair it with Diego's geisha in this service for you today. Now I'm pairing this with the exact same espresso recipe as your last course, and I'm adding 3 ounces of my double cream Jersey's cow milk. For drinking instructions in this course, please hold off on tasting when you receive your cup, as I'll also be stirring this course for you, this time with room temperature spoons, not to chill, but to incorporate the flavors, making a more uniform experience in this beverage. This will reduce bitterness and give you flavors to expect. And again, hold off on tasting for now. Of white chocolate, vanilla cream wafer, buttered shortbread cookie, coconut cream, and finally, today's coffee, when paired with this milk, expresses a subtle apricot jam. So again, we're looking for white chocolate, vanilla cream wafer, buttered shortbread cookie, coconut cream, and a very subtle apricot jam. There you are. Now, once I remove your spoon, and I've lowered the bitterness by incorporating the crema, feel free to go ahead and enjoy. And cheers. Please enjoy. Cheers. Thanks for waiting. Cheers.
Give it up for those milk beverages.
Okay, judges. For your last course today, my signature drink, I'll be using techniques to create ingredients that are directly inspired by Diego's experimental process to create new flavors that are exciting for this signature course. I started by straining yogurt made from the same dairy as your last course, isolating the liquid whey protein within. This whey protein contains active bacteria that help to promote fermentation. So I added it in equal parts with crushed white grapes and jasmine blossom honey into a fermentation jar for 48 hours. After straining and adding tartaric acid to kill the active bacteria, ensuring that this ingredient wouldn't develop any traces of alcohol. I'm adding all 60 grams of white grape leachate syrup to this signature drink today. Next, I started my presentation by brewing a filtered coffee at a 14:1 ratio of Diego's Geisha to highlight the acidity and to enhance the texture. I also sifted the grounds for this ingredient, reducing bitterness and increasing clarity and revealing more florals by removing grounds smaller than 500 microns in size. Now, I'm representing the thermal shock stage of Diego's processing by flash chilling this filtered coffee, instantly cooling and locking in those volatile aromatics that come through as jasmine flower in this course using this thermal shock filter. And I'm using 200 grams of this ingredient in my signature drink today. Finally, I pulled the same espresso that you tried in your last two courses. And to offset dilution from the filtered coffee and leachate ingredients, I'll be charging with nitrous gas to represent the pressurized stage of Diego's fermentation. So now I'm adding all of my ingredients, 200 grams of thermal shock filter, 60 grams of white leachate syrup, and 90 grams of Diego's espresso into this canister. And charging with nitrous gas. This creates creamy texture and a cascading foam to the top of the beverage that reminds me of drinking a Guinness draft beer. This drink will be chilled, and the ingredients come together to create true synergy of flavor greater than their individual parts. That white grape leachate syrup transitions the peach and stone fruit you experienced in your first course into more of a strawberry candy flavor in your initial taste of this course. And the florals revealed through sifting and flash chilling that thermal shock filtered coffee reveal that floral jasmine up front in this course. And those two notes will be met in your second sip with flavors of fresh pineapple and lime sherbet. For drinking instructions, when you receive your cup, just go ahead and sip through the top layer of foam, getting into the base, more liquid layer of the beverage. And again, you're looking for a strawberry candy, jasmine flower, fresh pineapple, and lime sherbet. Feel free to enjoy as soon as you receive your glass. Cheers. Enjoy. Cheers and enjoy.
Give it up for those Sig Bevs!
When Diego was asked what he'd like to name this coffee, this processing experiment, he decided on calling it Lady Bermudez, named after his youngest daughter. His goal in doing this was to inspire the next generation of producers to transcend the traditions of processing as we know them. I realize now that this competition does the same thing for this industry. Today's competitors pushing our limits, inspiring the next generation of competitors to transcend our traditions, and to take the coffees that we love to new flavor potentials that we never could have imagined would have been possible. It's been an honor to be part of this tradition and this community. Thank you so much. Cheers and time.
Give it up! Reef Bessette, Coffee Movement, San Francisco.